My name is Yurri Mial. I am currently a creative director at Under Armour. I design footwear. I've also previously worked at other companies like Puma, designing shoes for all sorts of athletes and entertainers and things like that. And yeah, it's just been a really great career path for me and just been a blessing to be able to do what I've always wanted to do. Yeah, I mean, I think right now there's just a lot happening at the brand, at the company. We're kind of undergoing, I'd say, a little bit of a restructuring and trying to really redefine who we are as a company and really change the perception that we have as a brand. So that's really exciting for me from a product design side and really showcasing the talent that we have in our in our design house and really showing that to the consumer. So I'm really excited to see when that product releases, what they think, and to see that we're really here to stay and we have something to say. So. We did a collaboration with the photographer, local photographer, Devin Allen, for Black History Month a couple years ago. So really loved his work. He's a Gordon Parks fellow, just a really awesome guy, hometown from Baltimore, and loving what he's doing in the community and also his work. And so being able to work with him and kind of take his black and white portraiture style and implement that into products, whether it be the apparel and the footwear, just kind of getting that rawness and grit that's in his work and trying to translate that into the footwear. So that was one that was really exciting for me. Secondly, I'd say there was a project that I got to work on at Under Armour. It was the Fat Tire. It was really a big shoe for me in a lot of ways in terms of the reception that it got via social media and things like that. It wasn't any marketing either, so definitely put in a lot of work to try and see that out to people that I thought were influential. And just during that time and the pandemic and all that, people were really glued to their phones because they couldn't do anything else. And so having that product be out in the market and having all sorts of different publications and online and stuff write about it and talk about it was really for me. And I also had another one. One of my first projects when I was at Puma, it was this project called the BioWeb, but it was one of my first projects coming out of school, being full-time, and I was able to land this project. And in the midst of the whole rollout for it, they did a huge billboard in Times Square, and they actually made a mock-up of the shoe. Let's say it's times 50 in terms of the size of it, and they kind of posted it on this billboard in Times Square. So for me as a young designer, kind of going from college to getting a full-time job, and one of my first projects being something that was a big release and had a lot of global support and marketing was really exciting to see. Sneaker industry as a whole is about, I want to say, the last time I looked at the numbers was last year, is maybe 3% Black in terms of designers, footwear designers. So it's crazy because you think about who consumes the footwear the most, right? What culture, what the demographics look like versus who's actually creating that stuff, and it's night and day. So there was not many, but there were a few that I found. So Jason Maiden, who actually just returned to Jordan Brand after doing his own thing, and he just has an illustrious career. But people like him, Dwayne Edwards, who actually has a school in Detroit. He has it's an HBCU called Pensacola Lewis College, which is focused on creating basically education curriculum for Black and brown people mostly, to even get into the sporting goods industry. Right, so he's kind of been doing that for the past decade, doing some great work in Detroit. So yeah, having those guys was super helpful to see that there were people in high positions of power, also in design, was really influential for me. One thing that's a wish and something that we're actually working towards now is really trying to build a pipeline. Again, I told you about the numbers and percentages of how many Black and brown creatives there are, especially in my field, especially with these major companies, and trying to create a pipeline. There's a lot of, I think, untapped talent in our communities that people like myself in the beginning just didn't know that it was even a pathway. They didn't know that they could do this thing, right? There's so many kids that love sneakers and probably have so many ideas, whether it be in fashion, but just don't know how to go about it, don't know anyone that actually does it, right? And so trying to create a program that starts to tap into the community that we have around us and also starts to build a pipeline with that school I mentioned, uh, um, Pensole College in Detroit, and trying to create a pipeline and getting more Black and brown talent into these major brands. Mentoring is for everyone. So yeah, I think regardless of age, regardless of your status, um, being able to always understand that you are a student forever to something, right? You might be really skilled at one thing, but there's something else I'm sure you can find that you don't know a whole lot about. And there's always someone that knows just a little bit more that can give you that perspective and help mentor you and educate you, whatever it is. And also, um, just like mentoring is for everyone, or mentorship is for everyone, mentoring is for everyone as well. So even if there's something that you don't know, there's definitely things that you do know that someone around you doesn't know, that you're able to help them. So it's a super cool thing where everyone can be mentoring and be mentored at the same time, at different levels.